I wanted to, rather than just update my health, update my mental health. Excuse my leisure way of doing this. If you started to follow my page because you're curious if I'm going to heal my hip, I'm gonna. It's fine. Um, so if that's what you came here, please turn this off. This is something entirely different. Every now and then I have to talk to myself to understand why the fuck I hate everybody. So I feel I feel like I've had to rewind myself a little bit in order to just be present. And I think you can tell by the things that I was uploading. Like, I was too, not that I was too far, I think it's where we should be, where I should be, in the spiritual path. Like, I think this is a spiritual world. We're supposed to be here for spiritual reasons and supposed to be doing that stuff, and everything else that we think is important is a distraction to keep us from that real shit. But when I was on that path, it's like there's nobody here. It's like I showed up to a party early, and then like I set up placemats and like waiting for people to join me, and then it's like, oh, I'm like years. It's like the fucking movie Passengers. It's like everybody's in deep fucking cryo sleep, and I just gotta like how long do you play basketball or Gran Turismo or whatever the fuck? Like it's fucking lonely. And then when you interact with people that haven't individuated, you're interacting with their mask, right? You're interacting with their fears and their traumas and their like the representative that they've invented. And it's actually really hard for me to talk to people like that for a while until I kind of it's like I had to purposefully retard myself to have conversations with people, normal conversations with normal people, whatever you consider that as being. Because I want to talk about spiritual shit only. Like I don't like even when people talk to me about cars stuff. Like it's fine. People ask me how's your car. It's like it's well fucking. It just had an abortion. What do you mean how's my car? How do I answer that? It's a car. Who cares? But fucking. This is my problem now. It's not just having like. It's not just having boring, mundane, go nowhere conversations about nothing, about drama or gossip or fucking whatever. It's like I have reeled myself back in so that I can be present for conversations and relate to people because it's what I'm supposed to do. It's how I make money. It's how I live. I really enjoyed not doing that, to be honest with you, and not having people like that in my life. But I have like one foot in the spiritual world, one foot in this the everyone world. So like I don't forget the things that I know, but I kind of have to force myself to forget in order to talk to people and relate and whatever. But this is what I've noticed recently. I get really upset. I'm getting really upset at unconscious people. If you had the same problem this year as you did last year, and the year before, and the year before, and the year before, you're unconscious. Everybody has problems. You're supposed to have problems. But if you're not conscious, you're just playing on repeat. It's like you're not a person. You're not like you don't have a soul. It's like a fish running into the same part of the glass bowl every time. Like, oh, it's like you forgot that it's there, you know? So imagine having any type of relationship with someone like that. Any type of relationship, not just romantic. It's like you're talking, it's not even like talking to a child. Like a child can learn and grow, and you tell them don't touch the pot. They touch the pot still, but then after touching the pot, they're like, oh, that sucked. I'm not going to do that again. I'm real life adults walking around with their own keys and credit cards, still touching the pot. It's like, ow, that hurt. Ow, that hurt. See, like, what are you doing? Nothing's being accomplished. So, what sparked this, like, I realized that I shouldn't be upset. And when I was super spiritual, like, I know everybody's on their own journey, and it's like, we all get there when we get there, and maybe not everybody's supposed to wake up. Maybe not everybody's supposed to be conscious. It says that in the Hermetica. Other spiritual practices basically refer to it as NPCs without that nomenclature. So like there, most people are supposed to be NPCs. Most people are supposed to be background characters. They don't contain like the oldest like religious spiritual texts in the world basically say most people don't have mind. Do you realize like what a fucking indictment that is? Most people don't have mind. The first law of the universe in Hermeticism is all is mind. Most people don't have mind. That means there are people walking around and driving that are basically AI. It doesn't mean they don't have brains. It means they don't have consciousness, which is fucking obvious, isn't it? Look around, motherfucker. It's fucking obvious, is it not? I'll tell you how you know. If you still imagine there's left and right, if you're still stuck in that, you're fucking retarded. I don't know what to tell you. You're holding humanity back by how stupid you are. Because they're obviously on the same team. I was getting really frustrated with a friend because he would, in our group chat, he would be like, Trump's on an Epstein list, that's why they're not releasing it. I was like, yeah, they're all on the list, buddy. They're all on the list. Your guy was in office for 4 years, or someone was puppeteering him for 4 years. Why didn't he release it? Do you think? Like, how long do you have to think about this? Is it not obvious? They're all on the same. It's all. It cannot be a pedophile blackmailing ring. It cannot be unless they get everybody. That's the point of the blackmail. And how do you know Jeffrey Epstein's not dead? Is the red button wasn't pressed? What's the point of having the blackmail? Is to make sure that your survival. You stupid motherfuckers. He obviously didn't kill himself. He's still alive. How fucking dumb. Why would anything be missing? Why is there not camera footage? We fucking live feed of people taking shits for fuck's sake. Maximum security. You think they don't have cameras? Um, but you see, like it's so obvious that like these things are lies, and then when like people just repeat what they oh yeah no, it's because of this. He's not releasing it because he's on it. It's like no dickhead. Every person, every movie you've seen, all those motherfuckers are on it. They're all in it. That's how you control a population. Like, what's the goal? Like, that's the problem. Like, they don't think about like, well, what's is it just sex? No, there has to be a purpose to it. So, like, can you walk yourself through the breadcrumbs of this story and be like, okay, the motivation is this? Like, why were all my textbooks in elementary school written? I remember looking at it. I'm like, who the fuck is this? I thought as a child, I was like, who the fuck is this Maxwell person? They make so much money because every textbook I read is from this, and it's fucking the pedophile lady's dad, who is in fucking intelligence. Do you realize what that means? It means you've been brainwashed, you stupid dickhead, from childhood. throw everything away that you think you know. Because it's fucking legitimately fake. You cannot trust the source. Period. Start over. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean shit. Like think about what you learned in school. There's like college and grad school made me dumber. I was smarter in high school, and I was failing high school. I didn't get an A until I got into college. I was having like a scientific discussion with a friend of mine who didn't go to college that had science, and he was telling me I know science. It's like, motherfucker, I heard you during COVID when he said no mask. You like masks don't work. When he said masks work, you're like it works. There's proof. When he said two masks, okay, tell me how it works. We were arguing about fluoride, and it should make me upset. It should not make me upset. But he's like, no, they have. You see, they have to put it in the water because it stabilizes the water. Otherwise, things grow. And it's like, no, they made water pipes out of copper because it's antimicrobial. And he said, copper's not antimicrobial. And I wanted to kill him. It's like, can you just say you don't know something? You can still hold on to your belief. I'll say belief because you don't fucking know. But to deny a fact that is easily Googleable. It's like, dude, Rome has had clean drinking water from their public water fountains. Like the water shooting out of Trevi Fountain is drinkable for thousands of years now without fluoride, genius. Like, I don't even know why I was getting upset. It's like, I know that he's brainwashed, but he doesn't know that he's brainwashed. And then it takes no work to have like the common belief. Notice all his conclusions end up with him not having to change anything or do any work. It's like, I look, between the two of us, I'm the only person who's cut fluoride out of my diet or caffeine or sugar or anything. It's like he's been, not to throw shade, but he's been struggling with his weight for like a decade. I just journaled 4 days and I lost 10 pounds. Like, do it and then you have firsthand experience. You can't argue with someone who has firsthand experience with articles you read. So I'm like, why am I getting upset? Be stupid, fine. Like, go ahead. Doesn't affect me. Why is it? Why am I getting upset all of a sudden? Because I knew before that it's like, okay, he's on his own journey and he'll figure it. He'll wake up at some point, or he won't. He'll die like this. Like, fucking cares? What difference does it make? And I think I'm upset because the world, everyone who's complaining about how the world is like this because you're unconscious. The world is shitty. Your life is hard. Your job isn't what you want. You're fat. You're lazy. You're depressed. You're fucking. All these things are happening because you refuse to be conscious. You refuse to look inward. Everything's external. No matter what the fuck, especially in this bullshit country, everybody's medicated. Everybody like caffeine's a drug. You dickheads. Caffeine's a drug. Whether you like to imagine there's no side effects. There is no substance that doesn't have a side effect, first of all. Secondly, like it's just so commonly used that you don't you don't consider what if I cut it out. Now the whole fucking thing, like, look at the lengths willing to go through to not have hip replacement surgery. I don't want any foreign shit in my body. I want my body to heal itself. I believe that it can. And it's like, okay, if dry fasting doesn't work, I'll try the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. The fucking cutting me open and replacing part of me with titanium is the last thing I want to do. I'm gonna be dying slowly like fucking Wolverine. This thing's poisoning me as I go. I don't want to do it. And guess what, bitch? Look, I can move my leg. Look how high. Couldn't do that last week. full crutches. So that hurt. Honestly, I shouldn't have done that, but it's getting better. Now think about this: like if like 4 weeks in, I'm staring at my crutches. 4 weeks in, I'm worse than ever. I could have scheduled surgery and gotten the surgery, and modern medical science was telling me to do that. And I'm like, pump the brakes. What? How are you so sure it's that? It doesn't make sense. If it's avascular necrosis, I should have bruising. I should be physically sick. I should be vomiting. Something decaying inside my body. I should be sick. I'm not sick. I'm fucking cool. So, in case it's something else, can we try other things? Modern medical science. If you go to ortho, there's no calcium supplement even. There's nothing. Let me know when you want me to cut you open. Basically, I don't want you to do that. So, fuck you. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. So, whether it heals all the way or not, or this is a recurring thing, I can't tell you. I don't fucking know. But it's getting better. Also, what an appropriate shirt. Um, Now, I was thinking like, I got it. I every now and then, my mom needs to start shit with someone because she's not happy. So it was it was my turn, and usually just like it rolls off the shoulders. You know what I mean? It's like just repeat track 3. Where have you been? Should I put you up for adoption? Repeat track 4. It's like she's stuck in a loop. There's like you don't need to hear anything she says. It's all predictable. She hasn't done anything in 30 years. Her life is on repeat, and she's stuck in this like low level of consciousness because she's stuck in fear. It's a weird thing to recognize in a parent that you're supposed to look up to, idolize. Like you were supposed to protect me. It's like no idea how the world works, no idea how God works, even though super religious, no idea how anything works, but super opinionated and wanting to assert control over me. I admittedly was very mean to her this time. It was just like I've been really fed up, and I've said this story before. I'm hesitating because I don't know if it's a good thing to say, but here's what happened. My grandfather broke his foot. I took him to the doctor. They said while he's here, we should X-ray his lungs because he smokes. The guy put the fucking X-ray in the thing and showed me. He's like, "You see this area? You see this area? This is where we look for emphysema. He's got nothing. He's totally fine. Don't change anything. It would shock his system." Verbatim. I take him home. Unbeknownst to me, my mom says, the doctor said, if you keep smoking and keep drinking, don't bother coming back. So he quits smoking. He quits drinking. He's been doing it his whole life. Very little enjoyment in this guy's life, by the way. He was like a cat. Like he's kind of like part of the furniture. He'd be sitting there. He'd be sitting there. He'd be walking outside, his hands behind his back, sitting down smoking. You took away his life. He developed stomach cancer. Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed? And then my mom panics, like a chicken with her head cut off, panics, demands to be in control. Now I have two first cousins on my mom's side. Both of them are doctors. One of them is a stomach doctor. My mom's always preached about how education is important and blah blah blah. Do you think she asked anyone else's opinion? Do you think she took anyone else's opinion? No, we have to do chemo. It's like he's like 6 feet tall, 35 pounds. Like, what do you imagine that's gonna do? So he spent the last bit of his life like saw him. I didn't want to visit him. I didn't want to visit him. It wasn't him. He's not there anymore. He was staring at me like he had no idea who I was. So like I didn't even feel a connection to the guy when he died. Like I didn't even feel sad. It's like he's already gone. It's like I just a husk, and I was trying to avoid thinking about it. The gravity of the situation. That my mom cares so much that she'll kill you. The archetype of the devouring mother. Get Jordan Peterson on this shit. She legitimately cared someone to death. Like, this is what this bitch has been doing to me my whole life. She used to sit in my classes. You wanna know why I fucking struggle with human interaction? She would sit in school to watch me, volunteer in the library, and control what books I could read. Like this is beyond helicopter parenting. And for some reason, just me. My siblings didn't get it. Like I told my brother, he's like, she did that. What the fuck, man? This is what the fuck is that? Um, so of course I want my like just if she asks me where I am or what I'm doing, I'm like, shut the fuck up, bitch. I get so angry. It's like I'm not on parole. It's like worry about yourself. You're not my parole officer. You don't need to know where I am. You're the only person in the world I don't want. I don't want you to know anything about me. I've never invited her to my house. I don't want to hear your opinion on anything. Fucking like I've had enough. I've had enough of like satiating a black hole. So this is of course like I this has to be a spiritual test. Like you can't get rid of your mom. She's doing her best. She loves me. She's scared. Uh, how do you navigate that? Because if I give her an inch, she takes a mile. I've like as I've gone through like my self development and healing or whatever, at one point, like I sat her down and I told her all the things that I remember that like you left me at fucking NJB practice when I was in third grade. I'm at a high school. It's nighttime. I don't have a sweater. There's no cell phones in 1993. It's fucking nighttime. It's like I don't. It's like 10:30 at night, and I'm just a kid sitting waiting at a high school with strange people talking to me. You do that once now, they take your kid. My mom fucking a lot going up here, nothing being produced, very scatterbrained. So I had like such anger at like she's so wrapped up in her own trauma and whatever the fuck that she neglected me. And at the same time as neglecting me emotionally was fucking helicoptering me. So I realized that like okay, these are the set of circumstances that I needed to become whatever it is I am. I'm a very fucking observant, empathetic, um, thing, whatever it is that I am. Like that's the recipe to get whatever INFJ, intuitive introvert. That's how you get to that. So without that, I wouldn't have my superpower. I wouldn't have my job. I wouldn't have the things that I have in life. But it's like okay, I have those things now. Now it doesn't serve me anymore. It's like I don't need a mom now. I'm fucking 40 years old. So when she's still stuck in the same loop or whatever, and then like once like what's weird is she'll like bring up my greatest hits. She doesn't hear from. She's like, "Did you join? Are you following your ex girlfriend's dad's cult?" And I was like, "What about your divorce, bitch? Like, worry about yourself." Like, I was so like, it's why engage? It's like engaging with a toddler. Like, you're always wrong. But I like you're going to lecture me on relationships or God or anything. It's like you're the last person I want to take advice from. So I've watched you ruin your life, mom. You shut the fuck up. Which sucks to say out loud. it really sucks to say out loud, but I was raised by a legitimately crazy person, and I've been trying to shed that my whole life. It's very hard to shed it while she has access to me. It's like I need to keep this boundary up so that like my anxiety goes away, and then I can tolerate stuff again. And I was snapping at the friend who's telling me why you need fluoride. It's like you still go to the dentist, right? The government cares a lot about your health. Why is this made out of plastic? What is plastic doing? Why is it in your balls, dumbass? It's like it's really like the Matrix, where it's like you're Neo, and then any random dickhead walking in the street can just turn into Agent Smith and defend the fucking Matrix. That's exactly what's happening. And I guess like just knowing that that's the case is one thing, but it's like Neo had a team of assholes at least. Where the fuck's my team? Why is it still just me? And every time I start to probe for like, I was watching so many spiritual things on YouTube, whether it's fucking Joe Fuck Dispenza, Robert Edward Grant, Aubrey Marcus, all these, and then like one by one, I'm like, this guy's faking it. This guy's full of shit. Now I see David Guillaume is full of shit. I wanted to want like a lot of the things that he preaches, I think are spot on. But I saw his he has an event in LA, 50 grand to have dinner with this motherfucker. So the cool thing now is rich spiritual people. It's like, oh look, I got to eat dinner with David Guillaume. It's like if you have a boner for that, you're far from getting it. You know what I mean? It's like you don't pay for the privilege of being conscious or healed. It's an inward journey. Surprise. There's no fucking public reward. There's no likes on your fucking page. It comes from your vibration, and the reward is in the work. No extra steps. If David Guillaume had a lottery system, that would be the right way to do it. Because there are people that need to hear what he has to say as a spiritual guru who can't afford a $50,000 dinner. $50,000. And he's Jewish, so I bet you have to pay for the meal. It's probably included, but that was funny. So, anyways, um, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. So I had gone to this Akashic healing fucking records thing, and of course, like I follow everything to see, show me, so I can just imagine a library. I can sit here and imagine. You do it too, okay? So close your eyes. I'm imagining a library, and it's a big and beautiful library, and it's like gold for some reason. And then you go to one of the shelves and you pick out a book, and you open the book, and it has your name on the front. I'm sorry. Go back, put it back, and then look at the name, and it says your name, Fucky McFuckstick, and then you pull out Fucky's life, and you read, and that's your life. See where you're at now. Don't look ahead though, or look ahead. Maybe that's part of it. Oh, that's when I get married. That's when I have kids. That's when I turn gay. Okay, close the book. Put it back. Now pick another random book and open it. And now this is your previous life. It's like, what are we doing? What is, so that it was $65 for that class. And then there was a follow up one Tuesday or Monday. that's $200 or $300. So I get to sit on a used yoga mat with strangers and have this Indian lady lull me to sleep. And I'm supposed to envision this shit, and instead I'm thinking about why this dickhead next to me put his cell phone on my mat. Like, what are you thinking? And then I don't know who these people are, what energy they came with, or whatever the fuck. Like, I'm not in preschool to be sleeping next to strangers. I'm not comfortable. So, like, the whole time, instead of going to the Akashic Library, I'm thinking of like stuff I have to do or people I hate, which I can do for free. It doesn't cost $65. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, I explore things still. Like, I know there. The problem is, I know there is more to life than this, than this, than fucking this. I know. I'm not guessing. Like, how do I get more information of that without sacrificing this, without losing myself? So, like, I put my feet in the water every now and then, and like, oh, I don't like this temperature, or the waves are too big, or fucking, this is a pool of acid. So the one thing I did get, or two things, I guess, is after the meditation, we went around the room, and then she asked me what I got out of it. And I was like, I didn't, honestly, I didn't see anything. What was interesting is she had us pull tarot cards, but it was like it wasn't a tarot deck, it was something else. And the card that I pulled was like waiting Buddha or something. Waiting or patient Buddha or some shit. So it was like you're at a place where you just have to wait, which like I actually felt like it was like that kind of makes sense. Like even my all of my fucking doorknobs breaking in the house and in the cars or whatever, plus my hip, like I have to just be like I'm unable to move forward. I'm supposed to just sit and wait. That would be the spiritual meaning. And maybe now that it's on the mend, time to move forward. Maybe, maybe. So that was one thing. And then I just started talking. This lady was talking about how she's Mexican. She was super into the meditation and said she got something out of it and like her saw her ancestors and all this shit. I'm like, I don't, okay, I don't, like maybe you did, I didn't. But as she was talking, I remembered a story my mom told me that when she was an infant, her aunt was like, please visit me in this city in Iraq because I want to see the baby. And she's a brand new baby, brand new 1957 baby. And I don't know how they got there, like donkey back or horseback or camelback or whatever. There was no roads, there was no fucking cars. So my grandparents take my mom, and my mom gets some super rare disease. Shouldn't have lived, basically. It's like a 99% fatality thing for babies. And then the aunt prays for at a holy site for her to survive, and miraculously she survived. So this origin story created my mom's hypochondria in my fucking unprofessional diagnosis and her extreme religious zealotism. Um, so she thinks she was saved. But as this lady in the Akashic thing was talking, I was like, was she saved or was I sacrificed? Was it an exchange? Because there are things that have happened to me that every time that I try to journal about it, the camera shuts off or the audio turns off. like something happens, the video gets corrupt, so I know I'm not supposed to talk about it for whatever reason. But the things that have happened to me in this life, I can never have the life that you have. I can never just imagine there's nothing. It's like there's a reason that I pursued knowledge of spirituality, of God, of whatever exists, is because I have firsthand experience of that, which also makes me so fucking lonely in this world because it's not a common thing. And anytime someone says they've had some kind of experience, I listen to see if it resonates with my own experience, and it rarely does. So I believe in those things. If someone's talking about Akashic records, I know Carl Jung talks about collective consciousness. That's basically a academic term of the same thing. It's like every conscious thought a human being has had is recorded in some giant library that we all get our consciousness from, which is essentially God or source energy or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I I believe in that because the math works out from my personal experience. It's like, okay, but how do I access it? And then there's a roadblock there because it's like either it's the method is wrong or the fucking I'm not supposed to know or whatever the fuck I don't know. And the other thing is that the spiritual stuff that I've dealt with, it was so over the top. It was so blatant and it was so desperate actually that it was like, what the fuck could this actually be for? Like what a like it's like I went through spiritual school. And you usually go through school to get a job, right? So it's like what am I supposed to do with this knowledge now? What am I supposed to do with the information? How do I use this? How do I help humanity? How do I help myself? How do I help other people? Because every time I try to help other people, very clearly it's like you cannot. And I don't know if it's just that nobody's at the stage where they're actually ready for it, or they're just supposed to do it themselves. Or there are certain checkpoints you have to hit, and you have to be unconscious until that event, or like divine timing. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but way more than you think. Way more, way more than you think. And the thing is, like, when you have access to this intangible world, you look at the real world and you see what's the motivation behind everything that's happening. You see very clearly the strings on the puppets. You see what's true and what's not true just by someone talking. Like I don't have to know the person. As soon as they talk, I know if they're lying or not. And again, it just isolates me. I can put on a mask and go to work and have a mundane conversation about cars or women or fucking working out or whatever. But I don't really connect with many people. So at the class, I don't know what the fuck I said, but I had a moment of like I just said out loud like, yeah, I've had like spiritual experiences. You said you invite ancestors and entities to come help us with the Akashic Library. I heard the wall creak and I was like, no, thank you. Put my walls up and I said, I don't consent. And she's like, you should get rid of the vampiric energy. I was like, you don't know how right you are, lady. But when I go outside, these two women were like talking, and I'd say bye. And then as I was walking, they said something to me, and then we ended up having like an hour-long conversation outside. And one of them was the Mexican lady, and another one was the Persian lady. And the Mexican lady that was like, "We need you. We need awake masculine men." And she was talking about there's another guy in class, whatever the fuck it was. he was some kind of Hispanic, very thick accent, lived in Japan, and his kid was half Japanese. And he's saying he doesn't have his kid, and he's like, I don't feel like a man, and none of my friends feel like men either. So this lady was like, you see, like you could help that guy, and I mean, maybe I could. I didn't get his name or anything, but now these two women now, like we have like a spiritual group chat. We didn't like was active right away, and then kind of has tapered off. But it's like now they want to like go to things event together. So now like I have a path forward to go back into the spiritual world and learn and see. The Persian lady said like she kept saying that we're on the same path and we've had a lot of the same experiences. So I don't know. Like we see the world the same way, I think, and we both feel like there's something coming. Like there's a feeling like I was fucking around on my computer and listening to music on YouTube, and it was just playing random shit. It was playing songs from like the early 2000s and late 90s, and it was like I felt like crying, not because of the music, but because the innocence of the world at that time is gone, and it will never be like that again. It's like people singing that had talent, that weren't just pushing an agenda, that weren't like for some reason have horns and snakes and all kinds of imagery in their fucking music videos. Like you're just singing a song that made you feel good. What happened to that? Even Teddy Swims, like I thought he had the voice of an angel, but you watch like the title of his songs and the imagery and the symbolism. It's like, what are we? Even if it was always like this, it's so over the top now. It's like why it used to be subliminal, now it's fucking overt. So like, what the fuck? It makes me not want to listen or watch or whatever. Every movie sucks. Everything has to have an agenda. It's like, what happened to this was art? Tell me a story. Make me feel something other than disgust or anger. But yeah, it's everybody on the spiritual path knows about vibration, knows about 432 hertz, knows that fucking the world that we live in is built to make us upset, angry, low vibration, stuck, and we do it to ourselves, which is a very clever thing. So you don't know you're a prisoner because you manufactured your own prison. So you don't know who to rebel against. So, anyways, I started doing these journals to talk to my subconscious and to understand like the world I live in and fucking myself, know thyself. And I stopped reading, I stopped listening to spiritual shit because it's like, okay, like, to what end? What am I getting out of it? Where am I going? It's like I'm burnt out, and because nobody's coming. So I still have like I interacted with that guy like that in Vegas. This guy saw me limping and then just dumped his life trauma on me. It's like it's I will drop whatever I'm doing to help people like that. I believe I'm supposed to. Yeah, I believe that's I'm way more helpful than a therapist because a therapist is like, all right, your time's up. See you tomorrow or see you next week. It's like once a week for an hour is not helping anybody. It's like tell me everything. I'll tell you what I know. And then at the end, guess what? You don't owe me any money because I didn't invent it. I'm just telling you, teaching you what I. That's every woman is now dating ChatGPT because that's where they get all their fucking information and that's where they get their validation and that's where they find out if is my boyfriend a narcissist? No, bitch, it's you. You're the narcissist. Surprise. Stop teaching the machines, you fucking idiot. It's all people who AI is going to replace their job that are so reliant on AI. I find that fascinating. So you're training your replacement and you're too stupid to realize that AI is not replacing me. I'll still have my job. I indirectly tried to use it for tuning. I was surprised that like it knew the software, it knew the language, it spit something out, but I looked at it, it was like this is fucking way wrong. It's like I can't wait for people to use this to tune their cars. I'll get more work fixing whatever the fuck AI's fucking up. Even if it gets proficient at it, like you need human eyes on it. Uh, it's only as good at as the people teaching it, and there aren't a lot of good tuners in the world. Surprise. So, uh, but whatever the fuck job you have, I bet you're fucked. You're fucked. You better hope. You better hope it's just a like a .com bubble or something and it goes away. Which I honestly like. Have you heard Peter Thiel, this fucking goblin who's making the surveillance and the fucking drones, that the automated drones and all this shit, is giving a speech, a four-part speech on the Antichrist. It's like that's a very interesting topic. It's like you know what else I'm interested in? This thing that doesn't exist. Is in my world that's called projection because legitimately the common theory is that the Antichrist is trying to replace God and is trying to merge humanity's consciousness with machines. So when you do that, you give up your sovereignty, which can only be done with your consent. So as you're sitting there, like, dear ChatGPT, can you write this email for me, and then jerking it off and saying thank you, you're incrementally like, what do you think selling your soul is? What do you imagine that is? Do you think it's the devil comes with a pitchfork and says, like it wouldn't be very effective if he just showed up with flames coming out of his ass and said, "Sign this" in an evil voice. You'd be like, "Oh no, thank you." But every day using a Taylor fuck Swift, every day you drink Starbucks. What's the symbol on that fucking building? What's the symbol on that cup? Why? Answer why. What does a siren do? Everybody. What is a siren's job? Lure you to your death? Interesting symbolism. Just why is it all art now is like all art is have you seen a weekend concert or fucking any concert? Why does all art look like that now? It's all it all looks very hellish for some reason. I'm sure it's a coincidence, fellas, ladies, idiots. But you see like how like it's right in front of you. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to like There doesn't have to be a devil. There doesn't have to be a God. But where your thoughts go, energy flows. And when you are giving energy to something that looks, it sounds, and acts like that, you are sanctioning it, spiritually speaking. You're voting for it to continue, right? Speaking of voting for it to continue, the fact that there's a stock market is why there's war. The fact that it can be profitable to poison your food, to poison your fucking medical system, to poison your education system, is legitimately because there's profit in it. If we deleted stock market, the world just magically heals itself. If shareholder value wasn't the number one thing, let's do an experiment, everybody. Let's live in a world without a stock market. Hypothetically, do you think it would solve the world's problems? Yes or no? You think yes. Now I think I've convinced you yes. But it wouldn't. It wouldn't because the motivation has never been profit or money. And that's the God's honest truth. It has nothing to do. Money's a representation of energy. But for the people who print the money, who invented it, they don't need it. They don't need money. They want something else. So if you figure out that math equation, genius, you're one step closer to being conscious. What is the motivation, do you think? We went to war in Iraq for oil. You fucking idiot. You still buy that. It's like that was the conspiracy. I obviously didn't plan fucking 9/11. How much oil have you heard that we've gotten from Iraq or Afghanistan? Okay. So something else. And you still believe oil is a finite resource? They keep making more and more shit out of oil. I thought we were gonna be out. They taught me in elementary school. We only have 100 years left. Why is this plastic? Why is this made out of petroleum? Why is my medication made out of petroleum? Why is the inside of my fucking carton lined with petroleum? My clothes. I'm wearing cotton, thank God, but everything's fucking petroleum. You think? So I'm supposed to have like a conversation with someone who legitimately thinks that oil comes from melted dinosaurs or whatever. It's like you're so far behind. It's like, but they're so focused. People in general are so focused on their day survival. They don't have time to sit and be like, wait a minute. So I can't blame them. But also, like, I know my limitations and I know my intelligence level. I really don't think I'm that smart. So it's making me upset that people don't have the minimum intelligence required to live here. Because I'll tell you what is like from the beginning is like I didn't have anything figured out, but I thought everything was fishy. In fucking elementary school, they said this is gonna run. I was like, why would you do that? When I was watching the towers fall in between, I was like, oh, there's what they're saying isn't true. I'm watching it happen. Like that's not the truth. You don't. You got to put a lot of pieces of the puzzle together to figure out fucking what the fuck it is. And then I'm like, oh, like they must have taken over the country when JFK's head popped off. Look back in history, it was like it's always been. It's always been this way. Do you imagine Pearl Harbor was surprise attack? This is what they told me in school. It was a surprise. They had no idea. Surprise attack. They had to swim from Japan to Pearl Harbor. It's quite a distance. Do you know a lot of military bases that don't check their perimeter, especially the largest naval base in the world at the time? Do you know that they moved their aircraft carriers out of the base before the attack? Do you know that they found a submarine with a Japanese person a week prior scouting? When you just like hear something and digest it and then you get angry and like we need to get war and whatever, you're fucking retarded. Carl Jung had said that when people experience something as a group, they experience it at a lower level of consciousness. So when there's an event, every like COVID, I watched it happen. Everyone in unison became a retard. Everyone in unison became a retard. Everything that they said, I was like, that's not true. I don't need a medical degree to know that this virus works differently than any virus ever. It's like, okay, so I already got the disease. I have the antibodies, right? That's the point of the medicine you're trying to give me is give me antibodies. I already have it. So is that okay? It's no, it doesn't work that way. You still need it. It's like, okay, so if I get your medication, emergency medication that I can't sue you if I take that, I can't get it again, right? At first they said you can't. I was paying attention. You can't get it. And then you have to keep taking the medication. But I thought you said it worked. So if it works, why do I have to keep taking it? Like I cannot during that time. It's like 99% of the population is fucking retarded. Like how the fuck are you so weak and scared and pathetic that any of that you just fucking swallowed without questioning or injected in this case? How the fuck? How the fuck are you that dumb? And it's all based in it's all fear. Everyone's a fucking coward. They want to live on their knees rather than fight. I don't get it. There are no real men in this world, and these wishy-washy cunt men are the reason the women are the way they are. They're looking at like fake masculinity, and they don't feel safe. So like then they start to become men or challenge men or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. Like it's very clever the way these people have. It's not honestly. If I could figure it out, it's not that clever. It's just it's crazy that it works because the machine creates very stupid, incapable people, and it's I should be in a position where I'm like the problem will fix itself. The people cutting their genitals off aren't reproducing. The people that don't know how to protect themselves won't. Eventually, they'll choke on their tongue or something. You know what I mean? They're not going to survive. They're not going to try the things that I try. They're not going to think the way I think. But I'm upset because I want them to live. I want them to be able to experience a conscious life while they're here. Which I guess is selfish because I don't know what God's plan is, but like there's I see it in everybody. Everybody's suffering in some way or form. And like I recognize it because no matter where you go, there you are. It's like I the world is a reflection, so I see myself in people. I'm like I was like you. This is the path. I opened every single door just to make sure. Like you don't need to look on this one or that one. Go this way. And like no, I'll just stay here my own shit. I'll just keep repeating the same mistakes and buying stuff or fucking like just turning on video games and like or whatever the fuck you're doing on social media. Anything that you're doing on your phone, fuck you. There's nothing in there for me. So, next point. I met someone. she said she's spiritual. Like what she wrote on her dating profile was like, I can read the energy in the room and bend it to mine. And I was like, talk more. What kind of spiritual are you? You tell me. I didn't like give her any hints. I was just like, what's your life like? Or like, how do you think? What have you been through? Anything? And fellas, if you're looking to marry someone, you don't look for someone who's never had hardships, who's had an easy life, because anything will be difficult for them and they'll melt and they'll try to jump ship. You look for someone who's had a hard life and has gotten through it and has grown. It doesn't repeat the same mistakes and has changed as a person. That's someone you build a future with, and that's rare. So she tells me like her I'll be purposely vague, but she tells me her backstory. It was like a very hard childhood, and from my understanding, when you have a hard childhood, it means that your mission in life is large. And she's spiritual in a way that mirrors me, like her experiences with the kind of stuff that I'm not supposed to talk about. It sounds very similar. It's different but similar. And then she's very intuitive, like she knows what's going on with me, like how I'm thinking and feeling, and it's like I feel really exposed. And she was saying like, oh, like the spiritual meaning of you, like your leg or the doorknobs breaking in your life is like moving forward in life. Um, and then she was telling me like, I don't like the way you talk. I was like, what? She's like you call women bitches. I don't like that. Like I was like, yeah, but these fucking bitches deserve it. And she's like, I know you're being funny, but like you're too intelligent to talk like that. I know you don't have to. And I was like, you know how I'm always, you know how I'm always trying to help improve the person I'm with. Like I'm always trying to help. Like, hey, you're like an animal with a broken bone or something. You're trying to mend it, and then like the disparity is huge. So I've always come down to meet. Otherwise, you can't connect on anything. You can't talk. You can't. I've noticed I do that a lot. Like I constantly lower my vibration just to have a connection. I guess I'm not supposed to. Those people just don't belong in your life. But um, I recognize the pain. I recognize the path. I see myself in the people. Then I'm like, you just have to just do this. Just try this. To be somewhere you haven't been, you have to do something you haven't done. How hard is that? If you keep doing the same shit, you'll get the same shit. And then like when they show like some spiritual acumen, like they'll be like, oh, this person is doing this because of that, or that person's a narcissist, or that person lies, or whatever the fuck. It's like you're telling on yourself. You're telling me who you are. It's like the reason you see that is because it's you. It's like, and then I'm like, this is a dangerous person. I probably shouldn't have. Like, I have very high tolerance for forgiveness, but I have very low tolerance for bullshit, like lying and hiding things, and like that. My energy is a gift. If you don't treat it as such, you're out. There's no more second chances. Um, so I feel like with this new girl, like to want to improve me also because I'm a reflection of her. So like if we're together, like she wants to be proud of my talk and act. And even when I was super spiritual, I kept cussing. I never got rid of it. And I also know that when if I have kids, I wouldn't cuss in front of them. Like to be funny or anything, I wouldn't do it. So like, I don't know why I'm like, I'll worry about it when I get there. Like everybody loved Eddie Murphy in the '80s. Eddie Murphy in the '90s, and now he's fucking sucks. He's not funny. The one that cussed is the one that I like. Louis C.K. Love the man to death. If he didn't cuss, he wouldn't be funny. He'd be Jim Gaffigan talking about fucking hot pockets. It's not funny. But I'm not a professional comedian. I'm just some fucking guy. So do you want to know what she looks like? She's The other thing is, in addition to being spiritual, incredibly fit, incredibly fit, eats healthy, thinks healthy, self corrects. Like, so where the fuck have you been? Like, self analyzes, and then everything she puts in her body, everything she puts in her mind is healthy. And I like, there's things I want to say, but it's too personal. Yeah, well, I got to tiptoe around this. I saw a Instagram reel where this lady said that when someone has demonic possession, they smell like you don't like their smell. And she said they smell like this. And when she said the smell, I was like, uh huh, mm-hmm. Tracks. That 100% tracks. Um, I'm gonna have to just leave that there. Take that for what you will. But when someone is this healthy, like it comes off, literally comes off. Like she's glowing. Like we walked by the beach, and people stare at her with their jaws open, like men with their wife and kid. She's glowing. She looks like an angel, and you sound like an idiot if you're just like you're so fucking hot. So like I'm like looking at her. I'm like you have. I don't know why I said it like this. It's kind of retarded, but I was like, you have like exactly the body type they want for like a bikini model. Like you have that exact. And she's like, that's because I am. I've been modeling since I was 8. I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, fine. So intelligent was pre med and then went into like trying to do holistic instead because she believes in that more. And then, I mean, that's at least the story I got. Dropped it. I mean, stunning, stunningly gorgeous. Like stops traffic. And then she wants to help me improve rather than me. And then I'm not good at this. Actually, like another girl I dated this year was like so good to me that it was like it was off putting. I was like, you're doing too much. It's like you like, and even when she checked in on me and I told her about my leg, and she's like, anything you need help with, I'll help you. Like I'm not good at receiving, and I fucking need the help. Honestly, like there's been packages by the door, like I physically can't take it downstairs. I bought like a machine to make my tub into a cold plunge. And I can't get it down there, and I've needed to do it. It's like I imagine it would have helped me heal. It's like something I want to do, I just can't physically make it happen. And she was like happy to, no strings attached, just like whatever you need help with at the house or whatever. Like, it's like fuck. Is it me? I don't want. I know what it's like to be used to. I don't want to use anybody, even if there's some kind of even exchange. It just if my heart's not in it, I can't fake it. I can't force it. I can't, cannot, I cannot. So, of course, this this girl's amazing. So I'm like trying to like, and she feels it, and she says, "Don't push me away." I'm like, I wasn't. It feels. I feel exposed. No, I wasn't doing it. She literally glows. I mean, it's something. I keep looking for like problems. I keep looking for like I'm used to attracting demons. I'm used to attracting Mrs. Potato Head, which isn't like chewed bubble gum where it's like you flick it and then anything on the carpet it picks up and is like, oh, that sounds good. Labubu, that sounds good. Plastic surgery, that sounds good. It's like if you fucking Orange County, America, this world is so focused on outside beauty and doesn't give a fuck about inside. And to me, the people that you guys think are beautiful, they look horrific to me. They look like monsters. There's a guy I met at a wedding. Well, I met him a few times before, but I didn't remember. I really paid attention to him at the wedding. And he's about my age. And when he was talking to me, he always carries his dog with him, even to the wedding. Something's going on there. And when I looked at him, like it was just like everything. I'm a very well groomed person, and it was so like I was like if I was on mushrooms or acid, I'd be scared. I'd be terrified to look at this guy. Like everything is just artificial. You know what I mean? Artificial. Um, when people take the so like the difference between this like extremely healthy young beautiful woman that I'm dating versus like anyone before. It's like when you eat healthy, when you think healthy, like she has this radiant glow. She's fucking lean as fuck. She has like she's ripped. She's better abs than I've ever had, and she looks young. The shortcut people, you age in dog years. It's like when you're rapid weight loss and then taking chemicals to do it. It's like you look like a grandma. Like your skin sags, your body ages. Like if she takes off her clothes, nothing drops, nothing changes shape, nothing's being held in place. You know what I mean? Like she's just like sculpted out of marble. And then she's saying like how she wants to live and how she wants to give birth and all this stuff. It's like that's exactly like this would be a great vessel for my children to come through because she's like, why I wouldn't take any pain medication because why would I want my kids like the first thing that happens to them is a fuck ton of medication and then they come out into a new world and get injected and smacked by like a fucking alien looking thing. Like it's got to be fucking. Imagine what that's like. Imagine if we like if there's consciousness, like they're somebody still, even if they haven't learned how to be human yet. It's somebody, and the body remembers that shit. So imagine what how fucking demonic that shit the rabbis do, where they snip the dick and suck on it, and sometimes they give the kids herpes because they're sucking dick in their free time too, obviously. But for some reason, God said to do it. Not my God, but a God, lowercase g. Fucking weird. Like that. If the body remembers what this baby, the brand new baby, like sees or feels or experiences, is a demon sucking its dick. That's what happened, and that's what happened. That's what it is. Sorry. Um, and not specific to like why do the Catholics want kids? The Jesuits say, "Give me boy till the age of 7. I'll show you the man." They want to fucking insert their DNA in you, either in your butthole or in your brain. So, anyways, I'm sitting here talking to myself, and she texted me, "I want to see you." It's very sweet. I think that when you're a soldier and you're used to war, you don't know what to do in times of peace. I'm supposed to put down my sword and shield and then pick up a shovel and start farming. I don't. I don't know how to transition. Is this the part that I waited for? That I'm just like, oh, I'm here now. It's safe now. I can let my guard down. Or is this a fucking trap? It's been a trap every time so far. Really examining. Like I'm really looking at her eyes and I'm like, something else in there. At least, at the very least, like, thank God, finding real spiritual people rather than Tulum spiritual people, Burning Man spiritual people. If you think spirituality is getting naked and having an orgy in the desert, you're as far away from God as you could possibly get. If you think it's in church, also, sorry to break it to you, you're pretty fucking far. Also, you're not finding anything. It's called spiritual bypassing. You want to believe you did something that you didn't do, or got to the finish line. The path is narrow. No matter what direction you come from, it'll be obvious when you find it. And you won't have to tell anyone you did it, it'll be obvious. In the way you think, in the way you talk, and in your vibration. You cannot fake a vibration. It's the cool thing to market being spiritual. It's the cool thing to market being woke. You don't need external validation. You don't do anything that the crowd's doing. Like that analogy of Mrs. Potato Head or gum. Anything that people are doing, you're like, oh, that sounds good. I'll absorb that. Anything that anybody else is doing, I've always had the reverse. Celebrity worship's always been disgusting. Whatever the common thing is to do, everybody's have a boner for AI now. I'm like, I turn it off on everything that I can turn it off on. I don't look at the suggestions. I don't fucking feed it information. I don't tell it my fucking problems. I'm telling you, but and that's for sure connected. But fucking, it's weaved into everything, anyways. I'm limiting my interactions. So individuation is the reason you were born. It is the reason you're here, is to figure out who the fuck you are. And you'll never find out who you are if you're looking outside. If you're looking to belong, whether that's church, social group, work, if you're looking to belong, if you're if you're buying anything that anyone else is selling, you're not figuring the shit out. I'll tell you, I'll leave you with this. Something's gonna happen. Within the next 5 years, things are getting weird. Something's gonna happen. If I'm not here, don't warn me because it means my purpose is done. But just in case, whatever the crowd is doing, you do the opposite. Whatever they say, no matter what it looks like, Jesus came back, or we made it to Mars, or whatever the fuck, keep in mind that this world, whatever nefarious shit's going on, they need your permission. Can't be stolen from you. Your autonomy can't be stolen from you. Your sovereignty. But you can be tricked out of it. Look at in your life in the past how you've been tricked out of it. Look at the results also. So if I'm not here, I'm not saying I'm suicidal. I'm fucking far from. I would never. And I don't do drugs. So if I disappear, if I die, whatever the fuck, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about revenge. Everything's fine. I'm happy to go when God needs me. I'm not gonna try to live forever. That's another thing. Don't try to live forever. Don't upload your consciousness to the cloud. Don't fucking. I was born here on this planet. I'm gonna die on this planet at some point. And my frustration with people is that they're not coming with me. Not like, if you're not conscious while you're here, we're going to end up in different places. And I'm gonna miss you. And that's my frustration. That's why I'm mad at friends, my mom, exes, whatever. It's like that's why I'm angry. So if I'm not here to tell you how fucking stupid you are, and someone that is close to me that follows this spreads it, the love I can't express to them in life, I'm expressing now. And I hope the best for everybody, because it's not just this life that matters, it's your soul. And if you're not even aware you have one, and I know you do, and it might not be there when you discover it, if you discover it, you better fucking protect that thing. Remember what I said about the stock market? What else do they want? In time, you'll see I'm right. I'm just early to the party. So, I'm going to now respond to this beautiful woman that wants my attention. But I hope you figure it out. And I hope when the time comes for you to choose frame the question as what would God want from me? And you should fucking be able to determine if something is coming from God or not. Even, even if it's something disguised as God. Be skeptical, let's say. I, I don't know what's going to have it, but I feel like that message might come in handy. So I hope nothing happens. I hope that fucking there's no big events, there's no fucking traumas, there's no, I mean, that everything just fizzles out and becomes normal and peaceful and whatever. But just in case, for someone who's done work that you haven't done yet, take my advice to heart. Wish you luck. And no matter who you are, where you're from, even if we don't know each other, sending you much love.